seen the video. Tom Brady going ham on his offensive line during Sunday's loss to the Steelers. Well, yesterday, Bucs center Robert Hainsey said this is what he wants out of his legendary quarterback. Take a listen.
I love that from him. I know we all love that from him. It might look weird on TV, but that's football, and it's a team sport, and that's what you want from great teammates and great leaders, and he's the best there is.
He says that's what you want. D. Wood, have you ever been screamed at by Tom Brady?
No, I've never been screamed at.
How would you take
Brady.
that?
I mean, that does nothing for me personally. I mean, I have enough pride in my own self and in me going out and doing my job. I don't need anyone to scream at me to try to, quote unquote, get me going. You know, we see the type of stuff happening all the time on the sideline. You see coaches and stuff yelling or whatever, because that's the way the sideline is. But for me personally, that does absolutely nothing for me.
Nico, you play with him. Has he ever screamed at you?
He didn't walk over to the defense, but there was. I can remember one moment where I think we were playing the Buffalo Bills, and it was a big-time kickoff. We had to have some great coverage, and he was behind us, and we were all huddled up, and he started screaming like, "Let's go, get down there!" And I think in my head, I'm like, "Man, you want to hit the wedge? You want to go try and hit this thing? You want to go R3? Just head yourself down there as fast as you can and just hit somebody." But at the end of the day, the way that he was directing that towards the group, I don't have an issue with that. Now, sometimes in football it can get heated. We all know that. But if it's direct towards an individual, that's when you see maybe a little confrontation when two people because one guy feels insulted. But in this instance, I see him looking at the offensive line, yelling at the offensive line. We need to be better. We can be better than this. We should play better than this. So I don't have an issue with any of that. But, when he walks up to yell at the group to run down on kickoff, you're like,
rather see you shaking your head.
I got to think of all the guys on that bench that were getting berated on television, by the way. Don't wait till
you don't know when you're on TV, though.
Yeah. Someone had to be thinking, dude, where were you yesterday?
right.
We had a meeting.
We went over this and walked through, right?
Right, exactly.
Wow. What are we doing here, man? Like, I understand you're Tom Brady and all that. But
by the way, the wedding, what he's referring to, Robert Kraft.
Look at that.
Look at that. The Patriots had his wedding.
Retired.
Oh, David Andrews' slate was there. It's okay. They were there.
Brady did retire.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was. All right.
That's a very big. Nico, were you there?
You didn't get the invite?
Well, I was at Purdue University. I had to be like the honorary captain, so I was at Purdue watching them beat up Nebraska.
Okay.
So I felt like I should have been there. Okay.
Oh, there he is.
And maybe I placed myself.
So he superimposed himself.
I felt like I should have been there supporting and really encouraging Mr. Kraft and being there in the moment, having fun with my ex-teammates. So I superimposed myself. There's nothing wrong with that. Who's showing support?
Who did that used to be? Like, who did you?
No, I actually, I got a guy. I got a guy, a graphic guy that can really manipulate things. That's my ESPN photo. Look how nice that is.
Right, that is beautiful.
That's my headshot.
By the way, Groz makes up a good point because you see Tom Brady going off on his offensive line, but yet he wasn't at the walkthrough on set because he flew in basically the morning of the game for that Pittsburgh thing. You got an issue with that?
No, I mean, in all honesty, he's Tom Brady, right? He gets a little bit more leeway than a lot of people. We understand that Saturday is a glorified walkthrough. We got flip-flops on. We got visors on. Our family is there visiting. So I don't have a big problem. If anybody's earned the right to be able to do that, it's Tom Brady. I just don't like the optics of him getting in people's face, that whole cycle time stuff. We'd have had some issues as a teammate. But, you talk about, this is a one-off. Like, this is a guy that's like a father figure to him, a guy who lost his wife a couple of years ago, and he's getting remarried, finding love. So I understand he wanted to be there to support him. It's like a father. But, when you do that, you can't say nothing to me all week.
But you got to win the game, don't you?
Gotta win.
But
see, can't be skipping the ball, son.
That's why we're talking about it now, right? We're talking about it now because you go out there against a Pittsburgh Steelers, especially on defense,
barbecue chicken.
with no T.J. Watt, no Minka Fitzpatrick.
Good point.
And you still can't win. You can't win that game. So. Hey,
and they look horrible. They have been looking horrible.
I'm just saying, if he's yelling at me, at somewhere in the corner of my mind is a voice going, dude, you weren't here.
And he wasn't playing well. He's skipping balls.
Yes.
I mean, just saying.
Yeah, Tom, we went over that.
Not been very good on defense so far this year. It's soft landing for Dak in his return. I think he has a big game.
Speaking of Dak and the Cowboys, yesterday head coach Mike McCarthy talked about what else he'd like to see from his quarterback in his return.
Number one, just stay clear, medically, which everything's been excellent to date. And then just the time clock. He's just got to get his timing back. I think like any player that comes back from return to play, there's the timing component, regardless of your position. He had a full workout in Philadelphia, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that we're giving him an opportunity to be ready.
You heard Mike McCarthy. Jerry Jones also said he had this workout in Philadelphia where he spun the ball great. They loved how he threw the football. How does this offense, you think, change when Dak comes back?
Well, I think you have a better athlete in the quarterback position now. So we know Cooper Rush did a great job, but now you have Dak in there who is a little bit more mobile. He's got better arm strength. He's going to get the ball down the field. So now you look at what they were able to do while he was on the sideline, and maybe they implement some of those same characteristics in their offense. But now you're going to have a stronger, more accurate arm in the quarterback position who, on top of that, can move in the pocket. And as a defender, you have to change your approach versus a Dak-type quarterback and a Cooper Rush. You can just pin your ears back. You know Cooper Rush where he's going to be in the pocket. Dak, he can get out. He can scramble. We've seen him make plays with his legs. So, again, I think that having Dak under center helps this team move forward with a stronger arm, more athletic quarterback.
See, here's my thing. As a Cowboys guy, I like what they did with Cooper Rush because it was simple. Quick passes, ran the football. It always seems like when Dak is in there, the trickery comes out.
You don't want him back.
Reverses.
Oh,
you got Woody pointing the finger.
Throws, and I'm looking at Kellen Moore like, yo, are you auditioning for a job or are you being the OC? Woody? Am I crazy?
Boy, you preaching that gospel.
I'm just telling you.
Listen, because basically it's the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't change a thing. All you're doing is substituting one quarterback for a better quarterback. But the formula should stay the same. Run the football. Your strength is your defense. You got to make sure your defense is fresh, keeping them straight. Run the football, but you got a better passer at the quarterback position now with Dak Prescott. See, some of the times when you get a guy like Kellen Moore, who's a former quarterback himself, your starter gets back. Oh, now I got more in my arsenal as far as the plays I'm able to call. No, don't change anything. Stay with what got you 4-1. Because if you ask the Dallas Cowboys when Dak got hurt, would you take 4-1? Hell, yes, we would.
I thought the season was over when Dak got hurt.
So did I.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm with throwing it downfield more down to Dak. It's the other stuff that always makes me lose my hair when Dak is there.
That's what happened?
The Cowboys did it.
Like I'm looking every other day I sit here and I listen to an offensive lineman tell me how they got to run the ball. Whoever it is, they got to run the ball.
Run the ball.
That's the solution to everything, right? Like the economy. Well, if we ran the ball more,
we'd be better off. Yeah.
Look, they scored. What did they score with Cooper Rush? 20, 23. At some point you got to score some points. 17 last week. At some point you got to score some points. So
you got a better quarterback now.
But you're saying they shouldn't even use him.
No,
hand it off. Why are you paying the quarterback anyway?
This is the formula now. I understand running the football. What that does is loosens up the inner part of the linebacker. You know this. Yeah. When you're running the ball, someone's running the ball against you, you're getting up in the line of scrimmage. You're trying to stop the run, and then you pull that thing out and you take the shot over the top. So I think they have to have a combination, like you said, balance, similar to what they were doing, maybe simplify a little bit, but on top of that, stick to the running game, and then now you have Dak, you can pull that thing out and take some shots down the field.
Yeah, look, if we're sitting here 3-4 weeks from now and saying, hey, the Cowboys are playing too fast and loose, they're turning it over, why don't they get back? Fair enough, I get it, but I don't know that we should sit here and assume that's going to happen. Yeah. I think they feel really good about the way the offense operated under Rush, and I think they feel like they can elevate it with Dak Prescott, but they still understand. Like their line right now is a better run blocking line than pass blocking line. They're not going to ask Dak to drop back 40, 45 times and chuck it because they're probably not going to be able to protect him well enough to pull that off. So if you have smart coaches, if Kellen Moore is good at this job, he'll be able to figure out what he has and how to blend it all together. But Dak will enable them to elevate the offense a little bit to the point where they can call plays for him they couldn't call.
Because he has the football acumen for those 3 or 4 plays where you catch a defense in a coverage that you smoke them out with, that you can make plays down the field. But here's my concern with Dak Prescott. We don't know what that grip strength is all about. It's one thing to spin it in practice. It's another thing when you're under duress. And we saw when Russell Wilson came back last year, his balls were selling a little bit, right? Tip balls and overthrows, are big plays waiting to happen. So will they put him at risk, and how healthy is that thumb? Because if I'm a defender, I'm chopping at that ball every chance I get. So every time